Hello everyone, welcome back to Raver's Mead, welcome back to another video. Apologies that it's a little bit late, it's been a week of it, but anyway, we've got a little schooling session, 3 schooling sessions here with Blue actually today. I'm just going to share a few things that's been going on with us recently, so yeah, a little bit to catch you up on. Hope you enjoy this one. Okay, so we're doing lots of work with Mr. Blueberry here. So first little few minutes of this video, we're just doing some work on mountain block training. So Blue's been, he's not been terrible, but he's not been great at the mountain block recently. He just keeps being really impatient and kind of like bolting off. And we have a new mountain block now. Ian made me this lovely mountain block that you can see in the clip here. And he just really doesn't like to stand by it. He'll kind of like get next to it and then rush off and run away. And partly it might be that he just doesn't quite understand because it's obviously a slightly different object to normal. But he does do it like when mounting off of a gate and wherever else as well. Like he's pretty impatient. So we spent a little bit of time here working on that, just parking him up next to it where I want him, giving him lots of bum scratches and just like asking him to just stand and wait and chill and relax a little bit. We did a fair chunk of time on this during this session. We probably did about 20 minutes in total. And I know a lot of people are probably going to be thinking, whoa, you spent 20 minutes getting on and off your horse at the mountain block. And yes, I did. Because honestly, that is what this kind of training requires. You have to do repetition. You have to be willing to go over it and over it and be patient and just give them time to like get over it, if that makes sense. Like to understand what they need to do and get over the rushing part of it and everything. So yeah, we did a lot of work on this during this session, and he got loads better, to be fair. So the reason that I ended up doing this session with him is because he actually pushed me off of that mountain block previously. And I don't mean like he nudged me by accident. I mean, he was in a hurry, he was fussing, he stuck his nose into my belly and he shoved me. And he's a little bugger for that. He can be quite cheeky. But yeah, he proper like pushed me off of it, and I was like, right, okay, that's the final straw. We're gonna do some manners training here, because I'm not taking that. I hate rude horses. I really, really do. I don't like pushy horses. I don't like horses that won't stand still to be mounted. So I was like, right, let's nip this in the bud. Let's do some work on it. And you know what? He's been perfect since I rode him today and I used that mountain block, and like he gets it now. He walks up to it. He's quiet. What we've did eventually, I've done a few more sessions since this, but what I did eventually is I'd walk him up to it in stages. Sorry, my GoPro just turned itself off. My bad, guys. So annoying. But yeah, we did it in stages eventually. So I'd walk him up to the mountain block and I'd stop him early. So we'd kind of like put in that stop. So he's already in a stop mindset. You know, we're not rushing past it. We've already got that stop mindset. And then once he's stopped and he's relaxed, I then ask him to take a couple more steps forward to where I want him to be. And that's proved to be really, really useful with him. We do, however, have... Oh, he's having a little cough there. Yeah, this was the beginning of the cock-up we're about to have. So we had a bit of a cock-up here. Partly my fault, but also partly his fault, because he does this on purpose. Any second now, he's about to destroy his bridle. And there you go. Puff. Bridle dead. You can tell by my body language, I was like, oh, seriously, Blue. Yeah, he put his foot through his reins and he snapped the leather completely. Like, that bridle is not repairable. Like, it's completely snapped everywhere. It's so bad. It's really annoying. I was letting him drag his head along the floor because he was coughing. I was trying to just like give him his head and leave him alone for a few seconds, and I regret that immensely. He is a bugger for this as well, though, to be fair. Like, whenever I lunge him, he'll try and stand on the lunge line. Like, he'll drag his head along the floor and he'll try and stand on the lunge line, and Woody does it as well. They're such little monsters, these Blagdon boys. They really are wired up different. But But yeah, it's a thing. They both like to try and stand on their reins and break them. And yeah, Blue won that battle today. So that's the end for our little mountain block sesh. He's still a little bit impatient standing still while I'm trying to do his girth. I've done a quick bridle change here. Now, this is part of his show bridle. This is he's wearing a pelham bit now. It's the only thing I could find to fit him that was assembled and ready to go, because I really didn't want to faff around trying to put a new bridle together. I need to get him a new everyday bridle now, because that was the only other thing that I had to fit him, but it's fine, we've been making it work. So yeah, he's in his pelham now. He's not worn it for, I don't think he's ever worn this pelham. I think that might actually be the first time with that particular bit in his mouth, hence he's really chopsy. And also obviously we don't have a noseband, because the noseband doesn't fit him that was off of that bridle. So we're doing really good here on the tack, people. As always, I know, we're rocking it. We're just so professional. But yeah, he does settle down in his mouth. He's been riding in that for a couple of weeks now, and he's really, really settled in it now. Like, really, really settled. Like, I think he's enjoying it more than his other bit. So yeah, that was possibly a good thing to make that move. I mean, he's going to be using it when he goes out ridden showing eventually anyway, so it's probably good that we get him used to it, get me used to using the double reins again, because they are my nemesis. I am useless. My trouble is, I'm like a chronic rein fiddler. It's really bad. And yeah, you can't do that with double reins, so it kind of fries my head a little bit, in a good way, because it makes me stop rein fiddling. But anyway, yes, mountain block training done, bridal disaster dealt with-ish. Moving on to the schooling session now, and this is the bit where I'm really starting to feel frustrated with myself with my riding lately. So Blue, I feel, is coming along really well. He's doing really, really nicely. So we've been doing lots of like really simple stuff with him. During our warm-up, we'll do lots of things like this. So we do lots of weaving. I want to get some cones actually, and some like markers and things like that, to make it a bit more visually interesting for him. But we're basically imagining that we're weaving in and out of cones or barrels or something. We do little bits of leg yielding, lots of serpentines, lots of circles, like lots of changes of direction, lots of halt, rein back, and then going on again. Trying to get him to leg yield a little bit there. Trying to get him to move off of that right leg is actually really hard. And that is a problem that is playing into the problems that I'm having with my riding at the moment. But we'll get into that in a minute. And yeah, so this is a problem I'm having here, is that I'm currently unevenly weight bearing. I'm trying really hard not to, but because he's so round in his back, like he's very flat backed, round cob type, you know the type. If I unevenly weight bear, I pull the saddle off to one side, and I have to stop doing that. It's not good for him, it's not good for me, it's not good for anyone. So I'm trying really hard to work on that. I'm struggling with it. But yeah, anyway, like I was saying, I feel like he's doing really well. He's coming along nicely, he's muscling up nicely, he's just looking good. He's enjoying what he's doing. I'm definitely letting the team down, so I've been having some real issues with just finding my balance. It's worse on him than it is on the other two. I think his movement is quite difficult to sit anyway. Nellie I find the easiest. I have the least trouble on her. Woodster is kind of like middling, but Blue I really struggle with. Now obviously in one of my previous videos I mentioned obviously that I'm having this issue with my lower leg. Oh my god, look at the state of me. Lower leg flapping, just so unbalanced. So what's happening is my lower leg is going back a lot of the time, and I'm tipping forward in the saddle. I'm just really unbalanced on him. And it's kind of getting worse. It's one of those annoying things where it's like the harder I'm trying to fix it, it feels like the worse it's getting. And it's really starting to get me down a little bit at the moment. I'm not going to lie. This session, it was bugging me. And then I did another session, which I'll be sharing some clips of that with you guys in a few minutes. And honestly, after that, I just wanted to cry. I was so annoyed with myself and so frustrated. So what I think the root of the problem is that I've got some issues going on with my pelvis. I have done for a long time. I get on and off like lower back pain. Part of me seriously wonders if it is related to like the hormone issues I get. I get a lot of pain down there at certain times of the month, and it's a big coincidence that hormone pain that I get is usually on the left side, and a lot of my lower back problems are on my left side as well. Like, it's just weird that all the problems I have are on that left side. I do wonder if it's linked, but trying to get doctors to listen to women's health problems is an exercise in frustration. I'm not going to vent my rage on that one on YouTube, because we don't need that. We don't need to share that with you all. It's so bad. But anyway, yeah, I've got lots of problems with my pelvis. It's so tight at the moment. It's so sore. My back keeps kind of going, like my lower back. It went a couple of times really bad earlier this year. And I think what's happening is that my pelvis isn't able to like flex as it should at the moment. It's just not, like, it's really tight and it's jammed up and it's sore and it's just not moving properly. And I think that's what's blocking me from being able to move with Blue, with his bigger movement. Like I said, it's not quite so bad on the other two, but with him in particular, like, I can't seem to move with him. And then I'm getting all of these like undesirable compensations elsewhere in my body. Okay, so we're moving on to the next little riding session. So this was the next day, I think. And I'm trying really hard in this one, like really, really hard. I'd done loads of Pilates and stretching and everything before I got on him. And I was like, right, I'm really going to try hard this time. But yeah, anyway, back to what I was saying. I think what's happening is that I'm not able to move with him. Something's blocking me. Something's jammed. Now, I've been seeing a chiropractor for well over a year now. I've been getting sports massages. And initially, I was finding a lot of relief from that. And like, it was really helping, and I felt a lot more even in my seat, and I felt a lot more like flexible when I was riding. Like, I felt like I could move with the horse a lot better. But now it's like I only get really temporary relief after a visit with the chiropractor, and it's like within a week I feel like I'm back to square one again, like with regards to pain and stiffness and tightness and all of that, and lack of movement down there. So yeah, I don't quite know why that's happening. I'm actually looking at making an appointment with a different osteopath, just to I just want a second set of eyes on me. Like, look at Blue here, he looks so good, and I'm really gutted at the moment because I really feel like I'm letting the team down, and it's really frustrating. Yeah, so frustrating. It's just, yeah, it's really getting to me. It's really frustrating me. So trot work, I've been working really hard at, like, it's difficult still. I have been struggling to keep up with him, and obviously my lower legs are flapping around like crazy, and I'm still tipping forward in the saddle, where I'm trying to, like, I think it's because I'm compensating for the fact that my pelvis isn't flowing in a way that it needs to kind of like absorb his movement. And in a little bit, when we have a look at the canter, oh my God, it's terrible. The canter is so bad. Again, because my pelvis isn't like doing what it should be doing, it's just kind of, yeah, my upper body is swaying really, really badly, as you can see, and my lower legs all over the place. I'm struggling to keep my heels down in my stirrups because I'm gripping up and back. And to be fair, it's not like 100% me. So I would say it's probably about an 80-20 split, as in 80% of the problem is me, 20% of the problem is him. So one issue I'm noticing is that I think because I'm uncomfortable and I'm sore and I'm hesitating, he's hesitating a little bit and he's hanging back a little bit. And what I really need him to do is to just go forward so I can like release my leg. Sorry about that. Just got interrupted by very noisy, inconsiderate people outside my window. Hopefully you didn't hear any of that. But anyway, moving on. So upper body, lots of movement, lower leg moving. So I was saying where he's hanging back a little bit because he's hesitating, because I'm hesitating, I'm having to apply more and more leg to keep him going, and also to get an aid out of him, so like to get a clean canter transition. So I could put the aid on and he's like, yeah, you sure about that? And I'm having to put it on stronger, and then it's kind of putting me out of balance. I mean, look at me, like, just like you could fit a planet between my ass and the seat of that saddle right now. It's so bad. It's so bad. Oh my goodness. And he's trying his heart out, bless him, he really is. yeah, my upper body is just... And then I think what's happening as well is I'm aware of the fact that I've got these problems, like the lower legs swinging back and me tipping forward, and so I'm trying to compensate for that, but it's not really fixing it, because like I said, I think all of the problems are coming down to that, like that pelvic area, and the fact that that's not functioning quite as it should be. And so I'm trying to overcompensate by bringing my shoulders back, and I'm trying to overcompensate by leaning back and keep, like, really digging my legs down into the stirrups and all of that, and it just doesn't fix it. So yeah, I'm really, really hoping that when I go and see this different osteopath, there might be something that he picks up on that the other people I've been seeing haven't. I don't know, like I said, I just want a second pair of eyes on the situation, a second opinion, second thoughts. It was actually the guy who came out to see Nelly. And yeah, he's very, very knowledgeable. Like, not to say that the people I've been seeing are not knowledgeable, but he was just very, very knowledgeable, and obviously he studied to do animals as well. So, yeah, maybe I might find some answers there. But anyway, moving on to our third little session in this cluster. This was actually the morning after the previous ride, in the previous clips, and I was feeling really frustrated with how I was riding. So I decided to have a little session for me where I just did some like really simple exercises to just try and put myself in a better position in the saddle. So obviously moving the legs forward over the horse's shoulders like that, it kind of like, I don't know how to explain it. Like, it kind of puts your seat bones where they're supposed to be in the saddle, and it kind of like tilts your pelvis in the way that it's supposed to be in the saddle. So I've been doing that, like put the legs forward over his shoulders, walk around like it a little bit. And you know what the weird thing is, I've noticed when I do that, it kind of like ever so gently stretches my lower back and like the muscles in my pelvis in my lower back. And it feels so nice. It feels really, really relieving. Like, it's just the most ever such a gentle stretch, but ever such like it's just a little bit of relief. It's really difficult to explain. So I've been doing lots of that. And in this session as well, I also went a little bit old school, and I stuck a long stick behind my back and over my elbows to remind me to get my flipping shoulders back. Now, obviously, you're going to see in a second, this produces a really over-exaggerated position. You're never going to ride with your arms that far back. But as you'll see when I go past, it's brought my shoulders back. Like, I keep rounding my shoulders over, and look at that. There you go, shoulders back. Obviously, I don't want my arms, like my elbows, that far back. That's ridiculous. But I do need to get my shoulders back and keep my head up, and that's obviously going to help me to not tip forward. But like I said, I need to fix the issues with the pelvis, because that's why I'm tipping forward. It's all like, it's just annoying. So annoying. But anyway, yes, I'm chipping away, doing little exercises, trying to kind of like, what's the word? Kind of like manage the damage in a way, I suppose. Trying to... What's that bird running away with? I feel like he picked some up then. I never noticed that before. Sorry, absolute scatterbrain me. But anyway, yeah, just trying to kind of like not let things get too out of control with the rest of my body being allowed to slip into bad habits. So yeah, really concentrate on getting those shoulders back, getting that head up, bringing that pelvis underneath me, trying to get my legs in a better position. We literally just walked for this session. I also did some just standing up in the stirrups and moving around in a light seat and stretching my arms out to the sides, like taking my hands off the reins and everything, just to make sure that I'm not relying on my hands for balance. But look, you can see there, even when I was stood up in the stirrups, I was tipped forward and my legs were going back. Like, I didn't have my weight underneath me. My weight was leaning forward. So again, going back to that whole pelvis not really being able to hold me where it should be holding me, and also not really flexing in a way that allows it to absorb the movement. But yeah, anyway, that was kind of like a week's worth of riding. I'll be honest, it doesn't look as bad as it feels. It doesn't look terrible. It looks not great, but it doesn't look terrible. It feels a lot worse than it looks, because I can just feel like this chronic tightness and soreness. And it's really, really holding us back at this point. Like, he's so ready for more. I want to be doing more canter work with him. And honestly, I can hardly sit his canter at the moment. It's so ridiculous. It's so embarrassing. But yeah, I can hardly sit his canter. It's so difficult and it's so uncomfortable. And it's just not helping either of us for me to be flapping around the way I am. It's not good for his education. So yeah, I'm trying to find the right balance at the moment between giving him enough but not doing too much with him that I'm going to kind of like make bad habits and things like that. But yeah, anyway, that's where we're at with me and Mr. Blueberry. Blue is coming along beautifully. I am definitely letting the team down, but hopefully I'm hoping for a miracle cure when I go see this osteopath. Keep your fingers crossed for me, people. Please keep your fingers crossed.